boys and girls, welcome back to the Team Gullit YouTube channel. My name is Renzo and today we've got a brand new video for you guys, and this one is all about team reviews. And if you want to have a chance at getting your team reviewed, and in the future maybe we're also starting to open these prime icon moment player picks and such that you guys have. So make sure you join the Discord. Just check the link in the description. Join our Discord to be kind of aware of when we're about to make videos like these, so you can maybe be involved in the next one yourself. But like I said, we'll have a tutorial also coming up this week about left stick dribbling. That was a suggestion in the comments, but now we're just gonna look at some teams. So like always, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Alright, let's start off with the first team, and this one belongs to JJ. And looking at this team, it's just a brilliant team. He's already completed the Player of the Month, Mbappe, which I do recommend to everyone if you have the fodder. It's just a great card, and like Mbappe from 94 until like his Team of the Year, or even like a headliner upgrade that still could come. I don't think there's too much of a difference between this card and the future cards that he might get, unless he like gets a weak foot upgrade at some kind of promo. You never know these days with EA, but this team looks brilliant. And JJ asked me what I would do with his budget. I think he has like, let me just quickly check. Cancelo, Diaz, Camavinga and Paqueta are tradable. The rest is untradeable. So he doesn't have the most of coins, but he has a budget of 700k. Well, if I were to change something right now to this team, I don't know if Camavinga is like the best solution there. So I might be looking at like a Jude Bellingham or something, or a different midfielder at least. Like, I haven't tested Camavinga, but I think there is better options there. So, and then Garrincha probably, if you do have the money for that. Paqueta I think is a really good solid option. And as well, like, look at this bench as well. He's assumingly an Ajax fan, but Varane flashback on the bench still. Like, you could probably save some coins by selling Ruben Diaz and just take Varane there for and just test it out if you've noticed a lot of difference. But this team is probably like one of the better teams that we're going to see in this video, because it's just a crazy team, right? And for Garrincha, not to forget, I would probably try to maybe get like a Sancho, especially if you're trying to get Bellingham in. Sancho might link, but you'd have to figure that out probably in like a 4-5-1 formation. And it's not too bad on playing wingers off cam, and especially like Bellingham. A lot of pros, Levy as well, do use Bellingham on 8 cam, and he's by far the best midfielder on this game. So that's probably the things that I would change. If I'd have to give a grade, I'm always going to give a grade to this team. It's going to be a 9. Like, this team is just so good, like, judging of it. I'd probably play, that's what he asked as well, last but not least, I'd probably play a 4-4-2 with this team. Or 4-2-3-1. I kind of already said it, but like, I didn't really guess what he was using, which players he was using as a winger. But like, I'd probably go with Garrincha on the right, and like Ronaldinho on the left, and then Pele and Mbappe's central positions. Probably in a 4-4-2 I think is best. 4-2-3-1 is just something that I like to play. But yeah, that's team 1. Alright, then team 2, and this one belongs to Makar, and he didn't say that he hasn't got anything else on the bench, so I can't really say like substitute somebody or whatever. But his budget is 800k. His tradable players are Diaz, Rudiger, Cancelo, Alon and Di Lorenzo. In-game formation 4-4-2 and 4-2-3-1, and he'd like to change his right winger. And what do I think about Cordoba and Rudiger? Okay, so a lot of information there. First of all, I think Cordoba is great, but I don't think he's that good anymore. So I would probably try to upgrade Cordoba. Butragueño moments, like, I don't know, like, is he going to be like anything special in this game? If you don't use skill moves a lot, like, Butragueño is probably one of the best players, not gonna lie, because his finishing and 5-star weak foot are just brilliant, and his dribbling as well. But what I would personally change, if I had a budget of 800k, I'd probably just get that Team of the Year version of Cancelo for sure. And yeah, then probably would have just crafted my way into like an Mbappe at some point. But yeah, I'd probably just change Cordoba. First of all, like looking at this team, I think the game has become more physical, and Cordoba just lacks that height right now. And like his pace was what really makes him good at the start of this year. And now I think there's just plenty of center backs that would easily be an option for him to be replaced. Even like probably like the new De Vrij, you have Koulibaly like in Serie A as well. But you could get away with a Premier League defender as well, I think, right now. So yeah, that would be something that I'd change. And personally, like I said, I'd play the 4-2-2 with this probably as well, like judging how your team is set up as well. Your midfield is just brilliant. Very defensive as well, though. So maybe like Alon could work for you. Like he's a solid option as well, but if you want that balance that we always advise, like a bit more attacking minded and a bit more defensive minded, you could maybe try to get like a Pogba or so, or yeah, just somebody that's De Bruyne, Team of the Year De Bruyne at one point, that you maybe end up getting the money for. But yeah, solid team, 7.5 for sure. And then let's move on to the next squad. Alright, the third team belongs to Dylan, and this team is on Xbox, for probably the first and only Xbox team that we're going to be reviewing. And he has 3.6 million budget, yeah, 3.6 million, so that's quite a lot. And this team looks pretty basic. He said he's working his way on a Player of the Month Mbappe. Well, that's one thing for sure, go ahead and get that. Judging on your bench as well, like the reserve, there is a lot of options still there. Quaresma, you sure do like your Portuguese players, judging by it. But what I would do with this team, if I had 3.6 million, I'd definitely upgrade Alex Telles into somebody different. I think probably Cancelo, play the 4-3-3, just get that flashback Neymar, even at left wing. Like I think he's a solid, just as to start with at least. And Mbappe 94, probably upgrade Renato Sanchez into at least like he has a better version right now. But probably just upgrade that midfielder, and it just depends on really who you'd like. You could maybe even go for like an icon, but there's so many options right now. So I'd probably go with a French midfielder that like just links. Tchouaméni, for example, could be that one. Mateus is a bit debatable, like if you treat him more defensive minded than offense minded. Like he has a good shot, but his dribbling isn't the best. So I'd probably go with a bit more versatile midfielder. Renato Sanchez is always a solid option, has been, but there's better options right now. And Gelson Martins, you could probably just upgrade him to his new card. But yeah, I think probably Team of the Year Hakimi would be a good shout. That Mbappe is going to already cost you quite a lot, like 1.5 million at least to complete. So then you'd still have like 1 mil. Yeah, I'd probably just sell Nani and get a better striker, like maybe even the FUT birthday CR7 at 1 point, but that is still going to cost you quite some money. But yeah, just try to maybe like get an icon at least, like maybe a Cantona or a Pele or Cruyff, somebody like that. I think that's what you're looking at right now, like upgrading Nani. I don't think Nani is like anything special. Like he's decent, but he's nothing special. And like I said, if you already upgrade Gelson Martins, Alex Telles, and Hakimi, you're probably, and Mbappe, your budget is already running pretty low. So that would be my advice into doing so. This team, as of now, it's only a 6.5 for me. Like the defense is really solid, but like in general, it's not that great yet. But you do have the perspective of making it like to an 8 or even 8.5. So, all right, on to teams number 4 and 5. Alright, so team number 4 is owned by Little Knight, and well, we see something very special here. Like I'm seeing Kakeret and Guendouzi in this team, which made me like, But I also see Prime R9. And the fun fact is that Prime R9 is untradeable, as pretty much everybody in this team is untradeable, because Little Knight said that Gelson Martins and Quadrado are the only ones tradable, and the rest of his budget is still like 400k. So let me just quickly shift over them. That's 63k and 530k. So yeah, probably, or like 600k. He has like around 1.2 million budget. Well, Nah, not even 1.2 million. I just had a brain freeze, like 1 mil. Like, just keep it like 1 mil, 1.1. After taxes. So, yeah, this team is already looking really solid. I'm not sure about Kakeret. Like, I don't think he's, like, the best option right now. So, I'd probably change him. And Gelson Martins, he's playing 3-4-1-2 is Little Knight. So, yeah, like, the center backs are just brilliant. Like, that is just a very tough to break defensive line. He doesn't like Quadrado, so I'd probably go with Di Lorenzo then. Try him out, see what he's like, especially if you want to keep the Vrij. You could always change the Vrij to like a different center back and see whatever right back is working better for you. I think like the new Atal card is probably a good shout, such like stuff like that. But yeah, in general, I think like Cancelo and Quadrado should be really good wing backs, in my opinion. He doesn't like Maradona. Maradona is nothing special anymore. But I think your midfield, like, to be honest, like that would be the first thing that I upgrade. I think Guendouzi and Kakare are just decent looking cards. But there are way better cards right now, like especially for future start. Tchouaméni could be a good shout in this case, like because you're a pretty League 1 base right now. A League 1, I should say. So that would be probably my first upgrades. And I think this team is brilliant. Like yeah, Maradona, like you said, is not cutting it maybe, but R9 should be doing a lot of work. And yeah, you could probably play Gelson Martins down the wing. And Maradona as a cam, or down the wing, sorry, like you probably play him as a cam or as a striker. Maradona at cam would probably be my way to go. Then you might want to change Gelson Martins to somebody that is better as a striker, though, a bit more physical as well. But yeah, very solid team. Like there's a lot of things that I would upgrade, but it's quite tough to call what you would upgrade right now, as you're not mentioning the players that I would upgrade. But for me, upgrade the midfield first. So head over to the next team. Oh yeah, don't forget the grade. The grade is an 8, a solid 8 though. Because there is some really good players in there. Alright, and last but not least, this team belongs to Arno, and this team, well, I really like this team personally, judging of it, because I think this is just a really good balanced team. And we can see left wing back Cancelo on 7 cam is going to end up if he uses a manager and loyalty. Playing at center mid, I think, in this case, because he said that he plays 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, and he has an 800k budget and not a huge fan of Cruyff, which surprises me because I think Cruyff is also very good in FIFA, but I think like he does lack that kind of pace. In a narrow formation, people do like pace a lot, so yeah. And I'm missing Mbappe in this team. So what I would do, because you asked if Cruyff is tradable, if you really don't like him, just get Mbappe. Mbappe just will suit there perfectly in the end. And Firmino and Cancelo, I think, as like these center mids are just a great option. You'd probably play Vieira then at CDM, but that leaves Paqueta. And I think you, for the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, like playing Firmino as a center mid is solid. But I wouldn't play him as a cam necessarily. I think at a cam you would want somebody more like Cruyff, for example. And at strike you would want to have like an Mbappe, CR7, those type of players. Sancho would probably do decent as a striker as well. But you usually want to look at these 95 plus finishing cards at least. So that would be my opinion. And I think the backline Stones could get a really good upgrade. And Tavernier is just a solid right back. Maybe you want to be looking at Reece James. But just get Mbappe. He's just way too good in this game not to have. So try to get at least like his 92. Maybe he's 94 if you have some fodder as well. Definitely worth it. And yeah, then just look to eliminate one more midfielder, I think. Because I think Cancelo and Firmino would work pretty solid. So you can probably get rid of Paqueta, place Vieira as the CDM, and just get another attacker in there that can play either cam or striker. Yeah, I think that is about it. Probably a solid 7.5, maybe an 8 as well. An 8, I think. This team is really solid looking. So, yeah. That was it for this team review, guys. Like I said, just make sure you join the Discord for the next team review or whatever video we're coming up to do with the community. So, check you guys later. Ciao, ciao.